Welcome everyone and thank you so much for joining in. So as you can see in a weekly, the price of Bitcoin is weakening because we are breaking the support one after another. But right now here in the medium short term, guys, the price of Bitcoin is forming one bullish scenario and it actually looks like could be breaking out within 24 hours. I am going to talk about this, but before we dive into this, guys, first let's have a quick look at this price action of Bitcoin in a weekly time frame. And also guys, before diving into the content, if you haven't destroyed that like button yet, then please do it right now. And also for those individuals watching for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So now starting in a weekly time frame, as we are already aware, the price of Bitcoin has broken the support from this 50 weekly moving average, which was a very important line of support for Bitcoin. That was, I think, around 45,600, 45,700 area. And now since we are below it, what to expect next? As I have been very clear with you guys, the price of Bitcoin still in a weekly has this final support around this 42,000 range. And if we break below this 42,000, then this is considered as a very bearish scenario where the price of Bitcoin could be getting gravitated towards this 200 weekly moving average, because we have seen that, guys, each and every time the price of Bitcoin has failed to find support at this orange line, after that you can see we have actually got gravitated towards the 50 weekly moving average. Sorry, here you can see, right, we got gravitated towards the 50 weekly moving average, and this scenario has unfolded again and again. Failing to find support at this 50 weekly has brought the price towards this 200 weekly moving average. And in our case, since the price is hovering around this 42,000, now we want the weekly also to jump above this 50 weekly moving average around 45,000 and find support around that area. So that's why this smaller time frame, this falling wedge, could be actually one scenario which could bring the price again around this 46,000 area. And also beside this example in a weekly time frame, yesterday we did talk about this 1 2 3 reversal pattern and also double bottom type of formation. Since the price is still holding this 42,000 support line, this could be still looked as a double bottom where the price of Bitcoin is showing this retesting the previous temporary raise line before again showing this impulsive price movement. So that's what, guys, for us also in a weekly time frame, this 42,000 right now is the final line of support which we are not allowed to break, because breaking below this 42,000 will invalidate this 1 2 3 reversal pattern and also this double bottom formation. And now, guys, let me show you here in a daily time frame a very interesting scenario has happened, because if you have watched my video from yesterday, let me show you this CPI indicator. So now, according to this CPI indicator, the price of Bitcoin yesterday was not allowed to close the daily below this bottom CPI line, which is sitting around 42,600 price area. And if you look at this daily right now, the price of Bitcoin has somehow managed to close the daily above this bottom CPI line, which is also a very good sign, because here in the immediate short term, if the price of Bitcoin is going to remain inside this CPI line, the top CPI line, central CPI line, the bottom CPI line, this could be actually a sign that the price of Bitcoin could be again trying to break here towards the central CPI line and also the top CPI line. Because if the price of Bitcoin is going to cross this weekly or daily above this 45,000 range, guys, that is going to be a very bullish scenario, because after that I still believe that this April month the price of Bitcoin could be getting gravitated towards this 50,000 area. So that's why for us it's very important that the price of Bitcoin in a weekly and now also in a daily do remain above this 42,000 area. And if you have been following me for a while, you know, guys, we have also talked about this descending broadening wedge. Let me show you one more time. So now if you look at this here in a descending broadening wedge in a daily time frame, nothing has changed so far, because price was finding a very strong resistance each and every time when we approach around the upper line area of the descending broadening wedge. And now after breaking out of it, we are seeing this retracement. So if this retracement is just going to be a temporary retracement around this 42,000 range, because we know around that area we have still some very strong line of support lying around for Bitcoin. So if the price of Bitcoin somehow managed to remain above this 42,000, consolidate some more around that area, then we could be again showing another bullish price movement in price action of Bitcoin, because we just found out that in a daily time frame using the CPI line, the price of Bitcoin has somehow managed to close the daily inside this CPR area, which was the bottom CPI line, and that was sitting around 42,600 area. So now, since we are still hovering around this 42,600, 42,700 range, if we are able to find a support around this 42,000 range, guys, then we could be slowly forming another bullish scenario exactly here. Why? Because if we look at this price movement here and add another one here to the upside, you can see we could be forming this so-called falling wedge type of price formation. Now let me show you this falling wedge here in a 4-hour time frame. Now before I switch into other chart, I just want to make you guys aware that we have up to $8,700 crypto exchange bonus available for you. The only thing you have to do is to sign up using my ref link, and after your initial deposit, you will be eligible to claim this $4,600 bonus. So if you are an experienced trader, if you want to take advantage of this market volatility, the link is provided in the description down below, so feel free to check it out. Now let's switch the chart. So guys, now let's look at this price action of Bitcoin here in a 4-hour time frame, because in a 4-hour time frame, as you can see, the price of Bitcoin is actually forming so-called falling wedge type of formation, because according to the falling wedge, the lower line here was a strong line of support and upper line was a strong line of resistance. And right now, the pullback what we are witnessing in a smaller time frame could be the retest of this previous temporary resistance line, the upper line from this falling wedge, right? And if this is going to be a falling wedge breakout type of scenario, just like this one here, as shown in the example, you can see the price has now broken out of this upper line area, which previously acted as a resistance, right? And now we are above it. Any sort of a retracement, this could be a retest of this previous temporary resistance line before again showing this impulsive movement here to the upward direction. So that's why for us right now, the price of Bitcoin must remain above this 42,000 range, because remaining above this 42,000 could be slowly forming this so-called falling wedge type of scenario, which is considered as a very bullish scenario. So let's see whether this one is going to play out or not, because we don't want the price of Bitcoin to show another movement here in this manner. So that's why 42,000 is a very important line of support we have to hold, because breaking below this support and also the support from this upper line area of this falling wedge could trigger another sell off, because we are aware closing below this bottom CPI line could trigger another sell off, where the price could be getting gravitated toward this S1 line around 39,000 price level. So until the price is above this bottom CPI line and also above this 42,000, let's focus more on this falling wedge type of scenario, which right now could be showing some small pullback and again trying to break here to the upper direction. So these are some of the interesting scenario I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you enjoyed my work, then please hit the like button, and also for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye-bye.